Welcome back. Today we're going to be doing some of our holiday time. So we're going to actually be creating the couch. And I think looking at the couch there, I've missed a piece. B15 is meant to have the gold bits along the edge. I've just noticed that. So when we get to it, I'll have to pull it out. Like last week, I've pulled out all of the little bits and pieces that we need to create it so that I don't have to sit here cutting because that takes a little bit of time. I've also ordered this tacky glue that I use, which I really like. I actually found a 5-pack of tacky glues, but different sorts. So that's coming in. So that's going to be something new to try. But today we're going to start with the drop light. Now I have already done a little bit of this because I was a little bit nervous and not sure what to do. So when your light comes in, it has, if you can see here, it has like hot glue that separates them. So I've cut the hot glue off and then wrapped it in a little bit of tape, and I've put this little wooden bead, the little wooden like nut on it, and a bead on it. I haven't glued them, but they're in there pretty tight. So I've already done the top of the light. So now we need to put a little glue on the yellow areas of the wood block. So if we look at it there, so we need to go here and here, and then we've got to glue that like that all the way around. So I've got my patty pan. I'm going to use the E6000 glue for this because it's a little bit stronger stick, and I'm just going to dip it in, and hopefully we can do this without it all falling apart. Like that. That's really not what I wanted to happen. Where was I gluing that one there? I kind of don't really want to have to hold it here until it dries. Which area? But it looks like I might. Because we've got to get 5 of these on. Because if I have to hold it until I dry, the glue that I've tipped out is going to dry. Maybe I can just hold it for a second. And this is going to be our drop light. It's going to look really cool if I can get it all to stick. Oh, damn it. Okay, you get the idea of what you need to do. I'm going to pause you. I'm going to try and hold each one on until it dries, and I'll be back. Okay, so I don't know if you can see the cord in the bottom of the camera. I've actually used my tweezers to stick it to my phone holder, and it's now hanging in midair, just dangling down in front of me. I don't want to move it until it's dry. It was a little bit difficult. I had to keep putting them back in until the glue got sort of tacky enough that it would hold, but it's just going to hang there. So I'm sorry, you've got it hanging right here, and I don't want to touch it until it dries. It shouldn't take too long to dry, but let's move on and ignore it. So yet again, if you're a diamond painter, you'll have, and you've done a few kits, you'll have extra green boats. I love using these. I was watching Mystery of Diamonds the other day, and she's actually put, as she separates them into her green boats, she puts each one in a Ziploc bag. I haven't today because all the pieces that I'm using are quite big, but I really love that idea because last episode I knocked my trays just before I started, and I think I even did it during the filming, and the bits went everywhere. So I really, really love that idea. So I will be doing it, but today we've got quite big pieces. We're making a couch, so I haven't worried about it. Now we're going to do the cushions up here, and it says put glue on the yellow area, roll and stick. Now I might do that. I might do double-sided tape for the back one, but for the sides, I'm going to stitch it. And the reason why is, oh, it wants it to roll. How do you put glue on other area and then roll to stick well? It just looks like it just wants us to enclose it. I've used double-sided tape before, and it hasn't held, and then when I went to sew, it was almost impossible to sew over the sections that I'd put the double-sided tape, because the glue was sticking to the sewing machine needle and it was all just a bit of a disaster. So it says to do this and then to clip it together. I'm going to do this on the back seam because I don't feel we're going to have any issues holding that section. So I'm not sure what it means by roll, but oops, I've got an extra bit. I'm just going to enclose it, I think. I'm guessing that's what it means by roll. I'm just going to try and get it evenly shut. Evenly. We can do it. I've got extra bits. So I'm just going to do that for the back, and then I'm going to actually sew. So it says to fold it in. It says to actually use tweezers to fold that in by 5 mil, which is really quite hard to do without fraying the hell out of the edges. Okay, start with that bit there, then fold. Come on, fold in for me. It might be user error of my tweezers too. I'm not, oh, you can't even see what I'm doing. I'm not very good at the whole tweezer thing. Okay, I think I've got it mainly in. Except now I've got all these extra threads I don't want. Go back in. I can trim the threads off later. So I've got it in, and then it says to glue it. I'm not. I'm going to just do a little stitch. I really need my other tweezers. I've got some thread, a needle and a thread here. Now how am I going to do it? Because my other tweezers are holding my light, and I really need to let this go. Okay, excuse me if I bump you. There's our light. I'm just going to pop that down, and hopefully it'll stay together. Then I'm going to take these tweezers to hold that and thread our needle, and we're just going to sew it up. So we have to make 2 of these in the light green. Oh, I'm going to need some more thread soon. Oh, might as well. There goes that bobbin. I have to go and find some more thread. So we've got to do 2. We've got to do the green one. Well, they're both green. The light green and then the dark green. So I'll do the light green with you, and then I'll go and do the dark green, and I'll come back. Then we're going to make the couch. So I'm going to attempt to sew this. Now, I don't have the best sewing skills, so you're going to have to bear with me. There you go. I've told you I don't have the best sewing skills. I've already knotted all the threads. Why has that done that? Should say, I enjoy working on the sewing machine. I don't so much enjoy hand sewing, which I don't know why I've got back into cross stitch then. But I think it's a little bit different when you're just following a pattern. But for me, actual hand sewing is not a favourite thing to do. I've got things all the wrong way here. I think that's my problem. Okay. These tweezers are not helping that. Maybe I need to go this way. Okay. Let's try again. So I'm just trying to run a couple of stitches along sort of the top fold of each one. And see, this is going to be hard because this is where it's going through the double-sided tape. Just makes it really sticky. And now I've got it stuck on my needle. Damn. So I'll do the same with the other side of this once we fill it. Let's just get past that tape. I did buy fabric glue, but the first time I used it on my last house, I used it for a blind, and you could actually see where I'd put the glue even after it dried. So I'm not overly keen to try that on something like this. I wouldn't want big splodges along the edge of my cushion. So yeah, I've just gone back. I mean, you could try and do this on the machine, but it's very, very tiny. So I just decided to do some sort of hand stitching. And I'll just pick the best side and make sure that's positioned, and the rest of it's hidden when it goes up. So that's our first edge. See, it's not the prettiest, but it's all right. Then you take your fluff, and if you kind of try and roll it into a ball to get it in, you don't need too much, but you want enough for the cushion to be sort of plump. And they give you plenty of fluff. I think that whole ball there is for 2 cushions. I don't think there's anything else on here that we need to use it for. So don't be afraid to use it. Another good thing to help stuff corners and that is chopsticks. I always keep chopsticks by my sewing machine. So if I need to turn corners or turn something inside out and get a nice sharp on the edge, I do it with the chopsticks. And I just have, like, you know, your takeaway chopsticks you get when you get with sushi or sashimi or Chinese or whatever. Those takeaway wooden ones that snap apart. That's all I have. Okay, I'm going to try and hold that there with the tweezers. Yeah, so there, that's a really handy when you want to turn it inside out. I mean, this you could probably turn it, do it, and then turn it, but I'm just going to do this. I'm going to try and tuck my knot in there so it's not so visible. And then you just stitch along. Go on, knot, stay in there. Okay, go in. Go in, go in. Yeah, and then there's a thread. There's a thread. There's a thread. Yeah, and then I'm just going to stitch along that. So I'm going to stitch this one shut, and then we've got the dark green. I've got it here somewhere. Dark green. I need to make a dark green one, so I'm just going to go and make that one, and then I'll be back and we'll get this couch together and get the cushions on it, and we would have completed another section of. I think that's let me flip this while I'm talking. We've done the piano. We've just got to make the coffee table. And then that's all the furniture for inside the house, the room. Still got to do the Christmas tree. But yeah, we've done the piano, the fireplace, the wall unit, the light. We're doing the couch today. The curtains, I think, are going to be a whole episode just in themselves. I think that's going to be a little bit. All right, I'll pause you there and I'll be back once I finish these. Okay, we're back. So I probably should have gone and got green thread, but we've got our little dark green and our light green cushions for our couch. So when I put them on the couch, I'll just try and position the sides where you don't see them. Right, let's get on to this. So now we're going to do the backrest. When it says cut out the backrest according to one template backrest, 2 template, then stick on each other. So what I did, you get the template sheet, and what I actually did is I just ran double-sided tape down the fabric, stuck my template sheet on, and then cut them out. And I thought that was going to be a lot easier because it's pulling the felt a little bit, but you don't see the felt. It's only for padding. I could cut it out, and then I knew exactly what piece was what because they still had them stuck on it. So we'll see how that goes. So now we need to glue. I'm assuming it doesn't say glue, but I'm going to glue if I can get the lid off. I'm going to just glue it on the first one anyway, onto there, just so it doesn't move around. You all know I hate that when it moves around on you. So you stick that on, and then cut out according to the template 1. So you cut out the template. So I've got backrest template 1. Look at that. Ta-da! I know which one it is. I can cut them out in advance. I have to glue that other one on because we have to flip it over. I can cut it out in advance and leave it, and I'll know which piece is which without having to go and measure and check templates and all that kind of stuff. So now we want to lay this onto the backrest. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on here, yet again, just to stop it moving on me. And then it says to cut the corners out and along the top. I actually might move it down just a little bit, just so I've got a bit more at the top to feed. So you want to cut the corners. I'll cut those bits off later. Cut the corners, and then you want to cut some slits along the top here just to help it fold over better. Alright. And then it says stick well. Oh, it sounds like I've got mail coming. And now I think I've done it and not left enough for the bottom bit to fold over. Let's see. Especially because it's going to fray. Ah, that's alright. It's enough to stick it. Just using my finger to spread it out. I do have a paintbrush somewhere I use to do that with, but finger works just as well. Especially because I kind of want it right on the edges. I want to make sure it sticks well. And I'll just wipe my hands once I'm done. It's going to be interesting, this bit here. Okay. Hopefully I've kind of got enough on my fingers that it'll just bleed through the fabric and stick it down. It's not sticking there. It's not sticking there. Okay. There you go. We've got our backrest. So now you cut out according to the backrest 2 template. Voila! So we're just going to peel that off again. It's taken a little bit of the fray at the top, but that's okay. And then now it's stuck to my finger. And you want to stick this on. Now it needs to be just inside it. So I'm going to trim it down a little bit because it is a little bit big. I'm going to trim there. Now what's the curve like at the top? And I wasn't worried about this fraying too much because I did read ahead and saw that you'll need to trim it down. So if it frayed when it came off the double-sided tape, that was all right. I'm going to put a good lot of glue here. It's really too much fabric on that corner bit. Down it goes. Wiggle it around a bit. I want to make sure it's all stuck. The glue will dry clear, so that's fine. I've got a thread there. And the back of the couch is going to be against the wall anyway. So there you go, we've got the back of the couch. Okay, I'm just going to get some of this glue off my fingers or else everything's going to stick to me. Alright, next part. So the next part is the cushion template. So you're cutting two, we're doing exactly the same thing. We've got 2 bits of cushion, but I'm going to just glue on roughly. But this one, we don't have to cover the back of it because this is this part of the couch, so you're not going to see it. We just need to get the top of the cushion looking good. So they've got 2 bits of felt, so they've got one that's slightly bigger and one that's slightly smaller, which is good. Gives it a bit more dimension and more of a rounded edge. Alright, so we're just going to go straight down in the middle there. Trim our corners. So that we can wrap it round. I suggest that if you can, have a rubbish bin just off your desk or just hanging off your desk or table. I find it really easy. I'm able just to sweep everything straight into the bin, and then when I'm finished, I don't have such a big clean up to do. You've got all your rubbish already in your bin, ready to go out. It's been really, really handy for all my crafts here, but especially the miniature rooms, because you always get little bits of thread and bits of, I keep dropping the glue, bits of paper that just, you'd end up with a mess, or something on your desk that you can catch. Stop pulling off. Every time I pull one side, the other side comes off. Something that you can just get your rubbish straight down and away in. I just have a cup hook screwed to the underside of my desk, and then I have, it's actually a collapsible Stampin' Up rubbish bin. It's just like a fabric bag. I don't want to touch the front with my gluey fingers. That hangs off, and everything, all the little bits just go in there, and then I just take that out to the bin and upend it into the bin. Mind you, stuff does still end up on the floor. So there is our seat for our couch. Now we need to do the baseboard, which is the front of the couch here. This one's really simple. It's just 2 bits of cardboard that I've already cut out. It says cut them out of the cardboard. With the cardboard ones like this, I just leave the actual template paper on, because I've done the same thing with the template paper. I stuck it onto the cardboard and then I just cut them all out at the same time. So that's what gave me the idea about the double-sided tape and the fabric. I'm like, that'll work. So we're doing exactly the same here, but this is just thin. It's not going onto wood. I need to move that along. This is going to be quite difficult to fold over. I'm going to do this time. I'm not going to cut the triangles. I'm going to cut, not going to cut the squares off. I'm going to cut on a diagonal across and just cover this all in glue. We'll just spread it out as we need it, because there's such tiny little pieces. This bit of fabric probably should have been cut a little bit bigger than what it is. Not sure how I'm going to get those tiny little bits to stay over like that. Messy, messy, messy. It's just not going to want to stay. Da, 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 da. So, since I cleaning up the other day and the weather's warming up here, and we live on like a stormwater overflow creek, and we get lots of skinks, little lizards, and water dragons, and the weather's warming up, so they're all starting to come out of hibernation. And I'm a shocker for leaving doors open. Anyway, I'm cleaning up inside. Next thing, there's one of the skinks inside. It had gone. It had I don't know how it got in. The door was actually shut. I didn't actually leave the door open like I normally do. So this one is a handrail cutter according to the left-hand template 1. So you're doing the same thing. You're putting this on and then we're covering it with another template bit, but no padding on this. So just glue. Yeah, and it got inside and it was just, I'd say it was a teenager one. It wasn't a baby. I've just glued the wrong side. It wasn't a baby and it wasn't an adult, and it ran straight under the couch. I'm like, what am I going to do? And it just wouldn't. I don't know how to do the corners here. Maybe I'll just do this. I couldn't get it out from under the couch. Anyway, I'm like, look, I'm just going to keep, these only go on the side of these. I'm going to keep vacuuming. I'm not going to stop now. It'll come out eventually. If not, I'm going to find it dead, which I really didn't want to do. Anyway, about an hour later, it popped its head out near the back door. So it was really funny because it's trying to run along the floorboards and it keeps sort of slipping. But I've got nothing near me to kind of scoop it up and get it outside. So I went to try, there's a pole near the back door. So I went to try and coach it towards the front door, towards the back door, and it went up behind, between the sliding door and the solid glass. I'm like, dude, I can't get you out from there. Like, I can't pull the door so that you can just get outside. You'll get squished. And I didn't want to pull the door at all because it would have got squished. So anyway, I left it, and then Mark came up to me finally and said, Mummy, the lizard's gone outside. I'm like, thank Christ. I really, really didn't want to find it behind the couch dead in a week's time. And our couch is a big modular couch, so it's like, I couldn't have pulled it apart or pulled it away from the wall to get under it. I would have had to wait until hubby got home. And it's a big job getting under our couch. The the locking mechanism for each section is painful as anything to get apart and together. It's really painful. It's a huge job to pull the couches out and clean under them. So, I mean, we need to do it. I just didn't want to find a dead lizard when we did it. Anyway, he safely got himself back outside, and hopefully he won't be venturing in. And we had, I think it was the day before. This is not sticking on well. The day before, we had one come into the garage here where I film. Yet again, I'm like, I don't want you up behind things. I don't want to, you know, be smelling you and having to pull everything apart. But he got himself back outside again. But unfortunately in here, if I leave the screen door open, he can get in. This is not wanting to stick. Okay. It's kind of stuck. So I'm just going to stop playing with it. I think I'm unsticking it, because then you cut out, according to the handrail, the edge template. So you cut out this skinny long bit, if I can get it off the tape. Okay. And then you fold this in half and you wrap it round the handrail edge. Alright, I'm going to fold this in half, hopefully glue it along the edge and do the other side. Okay, we're back. I think I've glued it. I tried using the fabric glue. It is nasty stuff. It's all over me. So let's get this couch together. Okay, so we have to put the handrails on the backrest, and they go on the outside of the backrest. I'm going to use a tacky glue for this because I can, and I should have put this on the handrails. I want to put that one there. And then I'm going to put it on the back of this one. Oh no, it doesn't go on the back. Damn it. It goes on this bit. Hopefully this couch goes together. This was not the best couch I've made. We're just going to sit that there and hope it dries somewhat. So now we put the baseboard on the cushion, and it goes on the underside. Which side do I like the best at the front? Hang on. Let me tilt you this way a little bit. And then this goes into, oh, I forgot to get the extra bits out. So this has to go in. And I noticed while I was putting everything together, I forgot to get the beads of the bottom of the couch out and the gold bits. So we'll have to do that. Wait, it's all sliding. Oh man, this has got so much glue on it. Okay, I'm just going to pull it apart a little bit. Wait. Right. Up on the back. Okay, so that goes just under the, where we put the felt at the top. Okay, it's somewhat together. A couch. Let's leave it there. Okay, so we need, let's move this off. I'll put it on there. I should put something on my desk so I don't get glue. I've got glue all over my fingers. We need B25. Let's see what B25 is. Brown column beads. Okay, let me get into here. There's 2 bead bags, so I've just got to find the right one. And it's not in that bag at all. So we need 4 brown column beads. Oh, these things are big. Whoops. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we also need 8.5 centimeters of B15, which is the gold. I can see it here. It's this gold stuff here. So I've got to get it untangled. There's wire around this. See if I can get it out. No. I thought I'd get it out and keep it all together. We'll just leave it as one piece. I'm not going to cut the 8.5 because I'll run it along the back of the couch and then cut it. So we have to stick. Just going to leave that up there. And I'm going to use the E6000 again, I think. So I just need a little bit of a splodge there. We have to stick them upright. Like this. Hopefully they'll stay. Come on, stay there. Oh no. I think I'm going to have to get, I might just get them all sort of on and then lift the couch. Okay, no I won't. They're falling, they're falling. Okay, let's glue them on this way. Oh man, should probably wait for it all to dry. Where can I hold it that it's not going to fall apart? I swear the more of these I do, the messier I'm getting with my glue. Is it going to sit in that little green tray? Whoops. Okay, maybe not. That one doesn't want to sit out like that. And that one fell off. Maybe I'll sit the couch up like that. It's too high. Now how am I meant to stick the gold bits on? Right, I'm going to pause you, let that dry for a little bit and come back. Okay, I think it's kind of staying. Oh, I've knocked it again. They're kind of there, so let's just glue on this. So we need to just run this along the whole back of the couch. So I'm just going to get, have I got enough glue here? Yeah. I need a little bit more glue. I'm going to run the E6000 along the back of the couch. Not on my desk. Just going to run it right along. And hopefully the gold beading will just stick to it then. Fingers crossed. I don't want to put too much pressure because those legs are drying still. Okay, I need to see roughly how much I need. It doesn't want to bend around the corner to stick. Okay, we're getting there. Just keep touching it so it keeps sticking. There. I think we've got it. Okay, now we want to put the cushions on. We're going to put the dark green one at the back. I'm going to put a dab of this on it, because I found out with one of the other ones I did that you want to make sure you glue your cushions on, because I put the the clear cover on it and then picked it up, and my clear covers I've actually glued to the whole thing, which I probably need to do them separate, but I picked it up and it fell off and then I had to take it apart. We've done the couch. That was a challenge today. That was a much bigger challenge than I thought it was going to be. So today we've completed our light that comes from the top and our couch. Definitely a bigger challenge than I thought the couch was going to be, but it's done. So thank you very much for watching. Tune in next week, and let's see, we're halfway through the book. We've got Christmas flowers, a bouquet, the roast turkey, the tea table, the coffee table, some more light fittings, wreaths, the curtains, then we get started on the outside stuff. So I hope you've enjoyed that. The pieces all coming together. I know Mark, my son, loves coming home. I pick him up from preschool and go, Mummy, did you make some more stuff for your miniature room today? So I've enjoyed doing this. It's been a lot more tacky. Hopefully all the glue dries and it looks all right. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.